$1.40 the win on Squid Game.
Squid Game gets its nose in front, just too good, barely touched it, and Squid Game was impressive.
Overall, I reckon Rose Quartz is the way to go here in race number 4.
Rose Quartz in front and won again. Rose Quartz 3/4.
But I reckon Second Slip's got it in the bag here.
Second Slip holding on, it'll win. Second Slip a neck blaze Jowski.
Hello everyone and welcome to my Caulfield Boxing Day race day preview. Christmas is on Saturday this year, so there is no Saturday racing, which is a bit disappointing, but Boxing Day straight after on the Sunday, so there's some few listed races there, so gonna get stuck into the card now. Race 1 is a 3-year-old benchmark 70 over the 1400 metres. Decent Rain is the $2.10 favourite. This is about its, 10th start this preparation. $4.80 for both Victory Bay and Treporti. This is Decent Rain's last start effort in the Twilight Glow behind Lady of Honour. It was a bit of a sit and sprint, so it suited the front runners. I think Lavish Girls back on the inside came out and won last week. I reckon Decent Rain should get the job done here. It's a class above everything else. Gets the claim for Maddie Cartwright for 59 kilos. Lady of Honour's a pretty smart horse. It can settle closer in the run from gate 3, maybe on the outside, and should be just too good for this field. Victory Bay was a good winner at the Valley. With a stronger tempo, maybe it could improve. Treporti, it was also a solid winner at the Valley, but it's taken a while to break its maiden. Ton of Grit is the other one coming down from Sydney. $7.50. Gate 2 can run well, but I reckon Decent Rain's the way to go here in race number 1. Race 2 is a 2-year-old handicap over the 1200 metres. Jackano is the $3.40 favourite. $6 for the Swooper for the Hawks team. $8 for Cover Star, and that's about it. This is the Swoopers Flemington most recent Flemington jump out in a field of looks like 8. It went along pretty well and wasn't tested. I think it ended up winning, as you can see on the outside. Looks to be smart. The only query is it's a Flemington trained horse running at Caulfield, but from gate 8 with what looks to be a solid tempo on, can hopefully settle back and charge home late. The Swooper is on top for me. Golden Queen raced 3 well without cover on debut. Draws wide again, but if it gets cover, I reckon it's a good chance. Cover Star only lost by a nose to Cusack last start, and Cusack's a pretty good horse, so got to throw it in there. And the second at Portsea was a solid jump out at Flemington also for Jamie Carr. The Swooper in the 2-year-old handicap. Race 3 is a 3-year-old fillies benchmark 70 over the 1100 metres. $8.50 on this page for Bay of Islands, $9 for Foxycon, and JEZOULENKO is at $5.50. This is Miss Ostend, last preparation, so you can see up front, that's Home Affairs, or Head of State, one of them, and Paul Lely's in this race. So Miss Ostend was 150 to 1 on this occasion, but only finished 5 lengths off the likes of Paul Lely's Sort of State and Home Affairs or Head of State, can't remember which one. It came back in a highway to start its preparation. This preparation started $2.40, didn't handle the heavy track, and that's why it's $18 here. But if it can recapture some form from last preparation, it's right in this Miss Ostend, 8 each way. Swerving has come through a very good form race and won that race last start in a maiden at Geelong, so I'm happy to throw it in there for second. JEZOULENKO draws a touch wide and might be forced to work or settle wide without cover for Jamie Carr. She's going to have to work that out. Bay of Islands is the other one, was a good run last start, and John Allen knows what to do. I reckon Miss Ostend's over the odds in race number 3. Race number 4 is a benchmark 70 over the 1100 metres, $7 for Yulong Defence, $8 for Soul Obsession and Invincible Jet, Real Feeling, and In the Boat is the $5.50 favourite. This is a last start effort of Yulong Defence in a benchmark 78 behind Winsome at Pakenham. Now Pakenham 1000 metre races don't tend to suit the back markers, so I know Broadway and 4th also finished off 3rd, but Yulong Defence did well. 1100 metres, step up to 1100 metres doesn't look to be any query. With the fast pace on, Yulong Defence can settle just off midfield and hopefully power home to the finish and win. That's what I'm hoping anyway. In the Boat, gate 1 might prove tricky for it if something takes it on, but I think it'll have the speed to hold it and it can win. PICARGO comes over from Adelaide. Ryan Balfour can settle where Yulong Defence is and run well. And Soul Obsession was a really good winner at Moonee Valley last start and might improve off that to win here. We'll see. But I reckon Yulong Defence is the way to go in race number 4 at Caulfield, $7. Race 5 is a fillies and mares benchmark 70 over the 1600 metres. Defiant Diva is the $5 favourite. Double figures 460 for American Angel, and 480 for Secret Glamour. Defiant Diva, this was its last start win at Sandown Hillside Track on a Wednesday. It beat a horse called Gate Crash here, who I think's got a lot of upside. Gate Crash was first up, might have peaked on its run, but Defiant Diva did very, very well. They gapped the field with the likes of Love Takes Time, who's got a little bit of potential back in the field. This was a really good win. Gate 5, fillies and mares grade. I reckon Defiant Diva can go back to back. Intellective is the one that I think is a tad over the odds compared to the favourites. It's got the class. Gate 6 can settle right on speed and do its thing. Secret Glamour from that wide gate's probably going to have to push back and loop the field, but can do so. So will American Angel. It'll have to get back and swoop them like Secret Glamour, but I think Defiant Diva can go back to back. Race 6 is a benchmark 84 over the 2,000 metres. Lyrical Lad is the $3.20 favourite. $4.40 for Laundy. $5 for DAQIANSWEET Jr. up the top for Damien Lane. This is Laundy and DAQIANSWEET Jr.'s last start efforts at the Valley. DAQIANSWEET Jr. won this race just ahead of Laundy. It got the bob in. So Laundy settled on speed and gave it its all. DAQIANSWEET Jr. settled just off them and was able to loop the field. There was a bit of a sit and sprint this one. Don't know how the pace will be on the weekend. If it's quick, I reckon DAQIANSWEET Jr. is the one to beat. If it's slow, I reckon Laundy's the one to beat. So I had trouble splitting these two horses. I ended up going DAQIANSWEET Jr. because I love the booking of Damien Lane. It's tactically versatile. Laundy might have to push into the breeze to the 1,700 metre start. So I'm happy with DAQIANSWEET Jr. ahead of Laundy. The Awesome Sun was the last start winner. Gets in with the 54 kilos for Craig Newitt. Can go well. Lyrical Lad is the favourite. First time at 2,000 metres, but might relish it and is in there for 4th. DAQIANSWEET Jr. on top for me. Race 7 is the listed Lord Stakes over the 1,700 metres. Bombacini is the $3 favourite. $4.20 for Starrell and $7.50 for winning partner Linda Meach. This was Bombacini and Starrell's last start efforts at Caulfield. In the Eclipse Stakes, won by Regalo di Gaetano. Bombacini was held up and probably nearly should have won the race, and Starrell was very solid. It was a very solid run from Starrell. I've ended up going Bombacini on the weekend. Just the way it powered to the line after it got held up was eye-catching. Gate 7 can settle just off them. Hopefully can do what Steinem did at Caulfield a couple of weeks ago. And 8 each way on Holbein. I'm on the Holbein train. Michael Poy's the best front-running rider in the country. Will settle on speed and can win. Starrell will come from the back again. Jamie Carr and can win. And Good and Proper. Gate 3 can settle right there and get out. Go Wooshka. Bombacini 30 the win. 8 each way on Holbein. I reckon we'll get a return in race 7, the Lord Stakes. Race 8 is the listed Christmas Stakes over the 1,100 metres. On this page, Away Game is the $9 favourite. Outlaws Revenge is at $6.50, but it's all about Marabi down there at $1.60. This was its last start win at Ballarat. I must say before I talk about it, I think it's a tad short at $1.60. It's never been in a high-pressure contest. It's never been past benchmark 78 level. Ben Allen, its regular rider, gets off. No offense to Jamie Carr, but Ben Allen was riding it superbly. So I think it's a tad short, but the way it did it here was superb. Savannah Cloud was solid last week at Flemington. So Marabi should settle forward, and I couldn't tip anything on top of it with confidence. Outlaws Revenge has won 2 in a row. No, it hasn't. It's nearly won 2 in a row. It nearly won the race City of Marion 2 back, but it didn't. It's in good form coming down from Adelaide. Away Game has to carry the big weight at handicap conditions, so that's a query, and the wide gate's a query, but it's a class horse, and Parsifal can settle from the back and come home hard. I'm hoping Marabi wins the Christmas Stakes. Race 9 is a benchmark 78 over the 1,400 metres. EXCELIDA and ELUDING are joint favourites at $5.50, $6.50 for Blazero, and that's about it. This is the last start effort of Do You Reckon at Flemington, a race won by Lighthouse, and Bermudez runs second. A very solid run from Do You Reckon. It was probably an on-pace race, but it's still stuck on very well, just peaking late. There doesn't look to be a whole heap of speed on Saturday, so Do You Reckon can settle hopefully just outside the leader, and maybe it could turn into an on-pace race and Do You Reckon wins. I don't know. It's $16, so I'm having a throw at the stumps because it's a wide-open race. Another one I'm interested in is Galactic Fury. If everything goes right for it, it'll run well. Gate 16's the only query, but if it can get cover, I reckon it's a major chance. 7 each way on Do You Reckon, 6 each way on Galactic Fury. Eluding was a solid run last start in the city, drops back to 1400 metres, but up in class. EXCELIDA drops back in class, so it's got to be a chance. But I'm with Do You Reckon and Galactic Fury in the last.